Hey guys, welcome back to some more AFK Arena. In today's video, we're going to be looking at heroes that you should be looking to use in the Heroes of Esperia event because of the scaling to everyone being the same level and the gear being scaled up to tier 1 for everyone. It sort of makes those heroes that you might not normally use in your teams actually very viable. So I just wanted to go through a list of sort of heroes that you can look at using, talk about them, and then go in and we'll demonstrate a few of them. So when we're looking at heroes, the Celestials and Hypergenes are a big one you're going to look into. First off, we're going to say Talene. So even if you only have an elite Talene, even though some people may use an elite Talene in campaign, even in chapter 20 and onwards, she doesn't heal a great deal compared to if you have her ascended. However, in this event, because of the gear scaling to tier 1, because of her being the same level as the rest of the team, she actually heals a fairly decent amount. I've been using her on this Gwyneth account in it for the first day worth of attacks, and she works really well. So definitely don't leave her out. She's absolutely fantastic if you have a single copy of her. The next ones we're going to look at things like the twins. The twins, typically really squishy. You don't use them in campaign if they're low ascension because, and this is going to apply more to free-to-play type players than pay to win, because if you pay to win, you've probably got the twins decently ascended, so you're using them anyway. But when they're at elite, they are very squishy and not that great. However, they have such great support, and now that they're at the same level as the rest of your heroes and have the gear, they can actually survive decent. The problem's always been that the one twin runs forward, gets hit in melee range, and just gets deleted. But now they can actually withstand a little bit and can provide great support for your team, especially depending on what your team comp is. If you've got some nice control, they can even survive even better. So you got things like the twins, Athalia as well. What you're going to be looking at here is more of the support type heroes that are going to do better than the damage dealers, because the damage dealers are still going to lack that bit of damage like Athalia. However, you still can use her as a great support to lock out one enemy. Moving into something like Wukong. Now, Wukong's a fantastic PvP unit. He drops off in campaign. He's one of those heroes that doesn't scale too well against high level enemies. So if you're fighting enemies at the same level as you, he's going to do decent damage. And the thing about Wukong is, most people have him at least legendary plus maybe mythic, depending on how long you've been playing, due to him being in the labyrinth and due to all the events for him, and if you've been lucky for a few pulls. So he can actually be really good in PvP in that sense, especially for this event. And then you got things like Mihira. She's just fantastic always. She gets the extra lives, she sits in the back row, she gives your team haste and energy, and then she mind controls the whole enemy team. She's absolutely fantastic, so definitely try her if you've got even just the one copy. Mezoth, just an absolute massively thick tank. I'm still using him on my Celestial Hypergene account at elite as like one of my main tanks in chapter 24 or 24, I think. So he's just good. So once he scales and he's got gear, like mine's is level 200 and elite, and he still tanks. So when he's at the same level, he's going to be really tanky. So if you got one of him, use him. And the final one in this category is going to be Khazad. Once again, he does do really nice damage if you have him ascended, but he has some really nice control. His ultimate, when it's on the field, it reduces energy health recovery by 70%, which is actually huge. Freezes anyone below 30. So he gets really good when you unlock his signature item, but a lot of people won't have that. But even at elite, he can provide some really nice support. Moving on from the Celestials and Hypergenes, you have some things like Pharrell, just because a lot of people, he gets better with his skill ups as he gets higher levels. Even if you have him at low ascension, he's going to have all those skill ups because the base level is 240 for this event, which is going to make him really nice for that extra CC, extra energy control, all that sort of stuff. So him, things like Forks and Tassie become really viable even if they're at low ascension. Basically all those support type heroes become much more viable just because they're not going to die instantly if they get hit. Things like Rosaline, if you only have an elite copy, she's still going to be fantastic for buffing that main damage dealer. So basically look at any support hero you have that's low, but in general is a good hero, and they're going to be really nice. Like I said, Pharrell, if we go ahead and quickly look at Pharrell, we can see that his Spirit's attack speed increased for 6 seconds. his skill ups are very important. And as you can see, because he starts terrifying 3 enemies for 3 seconds, you know, if you're only level 160 in campaign, you might not have all the skill ups, so it becomes really viable. So just remember to test everyone in this event. You get so many attacks, it doesn't matter if you go down a bit. If you're trying to push up, you might find something that's going to work in your permanent team for the rest of the time. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to do a couple fights here and try and show you some of the heroes that are working for me. As you can see, I've got this elite Tassie. This is in my sort of throwaway team, which actually still does get some wins, but the Tassie, just nice support. I did have her actually in one of my other teams. I swapped them up. As you can see, I've got no faction bonus here at the moment, but as you can see, this team here, like this is like on my Gwyneth account, it's really tough because I've only really got one core team here. But this account here, this one here is like my second team, which does decently. I think what I normally have is Leica over on that team. I think I normally have, yeah. So I normally have this. No, that. Okay, so this one's normally Leica and Tassie. And then the other team, let's just go to formations. Let's just do that. That team's normally that. That team's normally that. I had to swap it up for one fight. But this is like my throwaway lost team, and it actually gets a lot of victories. Just because you've got twins, and even Aziz, not too bad. Not as good as the others, but you've got the Taylene. Lucius, another one. I'm surprised how well an elite Lucius goes in this event. So test the things out. So let's have a look. This guy is just severely overpowering me. He looks like he's way higher than 10 mil. Okay, these guys are actually pretty high. let's check this one out. Okay, so that's a gimme. I don't want to do that. Okay, this guy's still higher than me in all of them. So this one here, my Gwyneth should be fine on this one. We'll hit those two. Shouldn't be too bad. We're going to leave it like that. Normally I kind of want to put her down there so we can knock her back into range of it. Yeah, let's do that. Let's try it. The only thing is Hendrik might get shredded. This is the team that I want to show you guys. This is the team that actually works pretty decently. I'm not going to take it against that one. We're going to take it up against this one. Let's have a look. What do we got here? She's going to go on the twins. It's actually a really bad lineup for me because they got all these guys. But let's see if we can make it work. Let's see. Because they're going to get dragged in, I may put him up there for the... Actually, I want her to get the attack. Let's just try it. Let's see what happens. But yeah, my throwaway team with the Chimera has actually been getting a lot of wins. So I'm actually pretty pumped about it. Let's see here. Rowan good, Gwyneth ult, and we should be good. Okay, sweet. Gwyneth is so good for these things if you have one built. So good. Just for arena offense, she's fantastic. For arena defense, she kind of sucks because they can just easily counter her. You just put an Athalia or a Nara in and your Gwyneth's basically nothing. But when you're using her on offense, she's fantastic. Okay, let's see if we can do something here. Okay, Taylene healing up a little bit. There you go, you get the twins. And the twins, you get immunity to CC for a little bit. So that's really nice. We get the Chimera ult, we get the Taylene. Look how much Taylene heals. Like, I know this is only mythic, but topped him off. Really nice. And like I said, this team is often completely overpowered by enemies. And like, my Chimera doesn't have faction gear or anything. It's normally completely overpowered because you have those twins and the Taylene in there. It's actually ridiculous how well it can do. So it's basically that thing of just try out all the Celestials and Hypergeans because they're fantastic. Ooh, this guy's low. I think that's going to be a gimme win. What other Celestials and Hypergeans do I have on this account to really demonstrate it? Let's go there. So Mahira is another one I could probably slot into this team instead of Aziz. It's just because I have him up there. Zolrath's not going to be great because he really needs to be the main damage dealer. So he's not going to be fantastic. Like I said, this account doesn't have a great Wukong, so I'm not going to try him. You could get away with some use on this guy, but he doesn't really... I'm not a big fan of Orthros until later on. But Mahira is definitely one I could swap into this team. I kind of like it in this team, so what we'll do is we'll leave that there. We'll leave that there. And we'll leave that there. So let's put Mahira in, actually. Let's do it. I really do like the... I I like these is here because I can like guarantee mind control this Arden and screw him up, but we're going to do something different just to test it out. Actually, we'll leave the Lucius, because once Lucius pops his shield, even though he's like elite, it's still decent. So let's do that. And let's pop the Mahira in there. And just see if we can demonstrate this. Okay. Wait, this team, that should be fine. Actually, okay. So this is where, when I had Leica, this is why. So with this team, with Gwyneth, to be able to stun a Forks in time, I need Arthur and I need Leica. So we're just going to drop Rowan and hope we can survive. And then we'll take Leica from here, we'll put Rowan in over here, and this is why I had this on before. So we'll do that. And then this team will go ahead and put the Leica in. I can find her. Where is she? There you go. Once again, Leica at Elite has always been good, so it doesn't really matter there. But yeah, this should be pretty solid. We should knock him back, get everyone in it. Thinking we might knock her back. Thinking we might go it that way, because I'd rather get her out of the way. Yeah, let's do that. But we really want to look at the second team. The second team's where it's at. Oh, we missed 2 lightning arrows. Could be a big rip there. Could get banished here. We missed a lot of lightning arrows, which really has hurt us there. Yeah, we're done. Big rips, and that's the problem with Gwyneth. I only got 1 lightning arrow in the first 4 or 5, which basically just meant we'd lost. You just lose on that. But here's the team we wanted to look at. It's against a pretty solid control team. Unfortunately, we missed out on that, the twins buff, which is really big a lot of the time. But if Shamira ults here, I think we could be good. I think we could be good because we still got the Mahira. We're sleeping, but we've got that rolling. Can we get a Lucius shield, please? Lucius, please. Oh, big rips. Big rips. We got dominated. We got absolutely shredded by a team way lower power than us. But that's okay. That's okay. Let's jump into another one. Last one. We'll have another look. I just really want to see this team shine. What we're going to go ahead and do is drop them Mahira because this is the same enemy. Yeah, same enemy. So what I want to do here is we're going to drop you. Let's just go to formations and put the actual formation in. We're going to put this back in, see if we can make this work, because with this one, we should be able to drag him up and actually get some decent work out of it. So I just want to see if this will still work. I'm happy to lose again. Like I said, you get that many attacks that it doesn't matter if you lose a few. It should be fine. Okay, there's a lightning. Unfortunately, I wasn't checking the lightning arrows, but I don't think we got a great RNG on it. Except there we go. There we go. RNG is everything. RNG is absolutely everything. There you go. Okay, this one. Let's see if we go. I like the Aziz because he's going to drag this Arden in and then get him into some CC. Then the twins are going to get healed up and hopefully ult. Hopefully ult. Okay, good twins. Now we're immune to CC against a wild control team. And now we're stopping them with ults. And every time we ult, they can't ult. And it just becomes a good synergy. So Mahira is a beast, but in this team, I'm liking the use of Aziz more. Just for that fact of when we ult, they can't ult, and I've got the twins in there, so we're getting the extra recovery. So that is nice. And that is pretty much it. Basically, the moral of this story is I just ended up having fun playing some arena, but the moral of the story is with especially support heroes, you want to test them and see if they work, even at elite. Like some of these guys, if we go to my actual heroes, like if I go to my twins, like you can have no gear on them. It doesn't matter. They get set to a mythic tier 1 gear level anyway. So a lot of my guys don't have gear on them, and they're just doing stuff anyway. So that is pretty much, I think they all have gear actually. Now that I say that, let's check his ears. Hey, he doesn't have gear. But that is going to be it for this one, guys. Test the heroes. Hopefully you can climb a bit. Hopefully you get to some, hopefully gold rank for most people so that you can get those 60 stones and maybe get the 20 scrolls at the end of the event. But that is it for this one, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you have an awesome day, and I look forward to seeing the next one. Cheers.